Hello!
Hi.
Welcome to Book Euphoria. This month we will be discussing Something in Between by Melissa De La Cruz.
Wait 1 sec. Let me just plug in my headphones. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. What am I starting off with?
General thoughts.
I didn't like the book. That's my general thought. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah. Would you go into why?
Yeah, sure. Okay. I feel like, okay, in general, I feel like a lot of people would be persuaded to like this book just because like of the importance of the topic, and I feel kind of bad about saying I don't like it knowing that, but putting that aside, like I feel like in my opinion, it was poorly written. Like it was just like it felt like at points she kept describing things for 5 minutes and it didn't seem intentional. It just kind of felt like the author like wanted to describe it this way, but then it was like, oh, this is a cool way to describe it too. And then like she went through that process 5 times and just decided to drop them all in there. And then like it just kind of dragged on and I didn't like any of the characters. I didn't think any of them were like real. Like none of them seemed believable. I did not like the book.
I, on the other hand, loved the book.
Okay.
It was very funny. There were humorous moments that alleviated the tension in my heart from what was going on in the situation.
I feel like it's okay that I say this because my dad is an immigrant.
I just don't like the name of Royce. Like there could have been a better name for him. I'm just saying.
I didn't. Okay, you didn't have problems with the writings at time with the writing at times because like I couldn't get over that.
What are you talking about?
Whenever the most
words.
important things were happening to her. Also, I couldn't relate to her at all. Even though like I'm like the daughter of an immigrant too, and like but whenever she was like in the hotel talking about like how much she liked Royce, she just kept going on and on and on. I'm like, your life is falling apart, and you keep talking about this boy, and it's like you're repeating the same thing like 5 million times. Like we get it.
That's realistic. That's how it feels when you're first in love, Bree.
Okay, maybe that's why I don't know it.
Exactly.
Okay, I feel like I'm roasting this book and I feel bad. I was not a fan.
I was. Did you read the author's note, Bree, or did you listen to the author's note?
No, I didn't listen to that.
Well, no wonder you don't have emotional connections with it. This is based off of her personal experience.
Yeah, still, that wouldn't make me. I'm not an emotional person. I don't like feel stuff. Like, I like reading a lot, obviously. That's why I do it. But, like, I like books that don't attempt to make me, or don't, at least outwardly, don't look like they're trying to make me feel a certain way. Because then I'll hate the book because it failed. Because I'm not easily persuaded and for, like, emotional things.
You didn't cry at least
No,
once?
I didn't cry. I had to stop several times because I was like, I hate this.
I cried.
Okay, maybe I'm just like completely apathetic. I don't know.
You are. You definitely are.
But yeah.
So, do you want to talk about? I liked the dad. I thought the relationship and her dad was very awesome, and it was very strong. I feel like her family was very family oriented, and that really showed. And I liked it.
I guess this book just kind of made me uncomfortable.
Why?
Because with the whole being family oriented thing, that's like it's also really prevalent in Middle Eastern culture, and I don't like touchy things. I don't like really like feely things and being around people. So I guess like because I just went to the Middle East this summer and I was kind of surrounded by stuff like that, and I guess maybe that's why it made me uncomfortable because I'm not quite ready to like go there again because like some cultures like place more emphasis on like family life, and so like I don't know. So maybe that's why I didn't like it because it was a little like too close to like. I mean, I like my culture and all, but sometimes it gets a little overwhelming because it's very different in America. So it's like day and night.
Yeah. Oh, I don't have like the strong family in one central home. So I kind of longed for like their family lifestyle. But then again, I was like, their
Yeah,
life's kind of
I would feel like I was suffocating if I was her. Like I could not understand how like she looked forward to going home, how she liked to be like in her relationship with her brothers. Like I can't even imagine that.
like that's insane for your parents not to even tell you until like you get this big award you can't even
Yeah,
accept.
I'm really confused on like because they knew at some point, even if they didn't tell her. So why would they keep encouraging her with her grades if she's literally can't go anywhere with it?
Yeah, it's like all her work was in vain until it wasn't.
Also, I just like I felt really the whole time the book was just making me kind of upset because like she's so driven and like it just made me realize how driven I'm not. And it's like no, like I have like hopes and dreams and stuff, but I'm not like I want to be valedictorian all the time. Like that's not it just like was like whoa.
Well, I am very driven. It's just that
Yeah,
I'm
I felt that's why I felt like you would like it.
as proactive about my drivenness. Like internally, I'm like I'm so driven, but I'm not like doing anything else. Like I'm not like cheering. Like I'm driven and like
Yeah, like I'm not one
doing
for
outside,
extracurriculars.
but I'm still driven.
Yeah, like I'm nowhere near her, but like I mean, I'm driven in that I want to be an artist and stuff like that. But like I mean, I get good grades and I study for all my tests and stuff, but I'm not like I wouldn't cry over a B minus like she mentioned that she did.
Well, PVA, if you cover a B minus, you're gonna be crying a lot,
Yeah.
especially with
Sorry,
all these.
my hand keeps popping up in front of the camera. I'm just trying to like adjust the screen. So like this light is annoying.
See, this is what I like about having my computer connected to my TV because I can literally just like be awesome and not have to worry about anything.
Um I did like her brothers. Like I don't know, maybe I'm judgmental because like my relationship with my brothers, I mean it's not bad, but it's not like that. But I did like individually, I liked her brothers as characters.
How do you feel about her brother getting jumped by
Yeah,
her
I thought
friend?
that was really sad.
It was really depressing. Like that
I
Mason is just a bad kid.
yeah.
And if anything, to be honest, people are talking about how Blakely supporting the immigrant thing was ruining his career. If anything, why aren't they talking about his child being a disgrace to America with his behavior?
Yeah.
He's been kicked out of what, 3 colleges?
Yeah, I felt like there were some things that were over explained and some things that were just kind of left really unexplained.
You're like, why aren't people attacking him for being a bad father, not knowing how to raise his child?
Yeah. Also, I don't know. I just really hated the main character.
Hey, Jasmine.
I didn't hate all of her. It was just like I don't know. I didn't like the way she was with Royce. I didn't like I know what she's well, I don't know what she's going through personally, but I get like how upsetting that is. But she was kind of like it bothered me because like she was ignoring like all of her friends' issues were probably lesser than hers, but she was still kind of like belittling everything that mattered to them. And like no matter what they brought up about their own life, she would like turn it around to like, oh yeah, I'm worse.
But she is.
I know
And
she is, but like she needs to be a good friend too. If she's priding herself on like being perfect and being a good friend, she needs to at least try to do that. That's what I thought. I felt like she was kind of hypocritical.
some of these problems were petty. Like parents splitting up. Everyone's parents splits up now. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, but that's
Like get
important
over
to
it.
that girl. You can't just because like someone else. Okay, so like I got what did I get on my English thing? I think I got like a 54 or 52. And it's like to me that's bad, but and there's someone out there who's like starving and doesn't have a home, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't feel bad that I got a bad grade. Do you know what I'm saying?
I see what you're
Like
saying.
we're allowed to feel bad about our own problems. It doesn't matter if other people are we can still like attempt to help other people and feel bad for them and like actively try to help, but that doesn't mean we can't like you know, just like feel bad for ourselves as well sometimes. And I feel like Jasmine just was like, she just thought that because her problems were more than everyone else, that everyone else's problems didn't like demand any attention. And in a normal circumstance, maybe they didn't, but they were good friends. Like she should have paid more attention.
But then again, her friend didn't tell her anything. Like her friend was keeping it a secret that she was dating Mason, that she was secretly in cohorts with Mason.
I mean, yeah, but I get that because like, why would she want to bombard her with more stuff?
But you know, if in a girl's mind you see your best friend and your boyfriend talking, and they never talked before, so you're thinking something is going on in between them, especially if you start becoming more distant. So you need details. You need to like make sure that your best friend is not trying to like.
That's another thing I had a problem with it. With why is it okay when she wants to be distant and not okay when he wants to be distant? Because like I get it, in her head she's like pining for him, but he can't see that. Just so like to him she's being really distant. So just because like she's like, oh, I want you and you don't want me, like no, that he can't see that part. So like to you it's this, to him it's the same situation. Like I just felt like she was like expecting everyone to just read her mind all the time.
But then again, like
I don't know. Maybe I don't know this because I've never had that kind of relationship. But
exactly, you can tell when someone is interested in you and someone is not interested in you by body language, by eye contact.
that's what I'm saying. She's so stupid if she can't see that he likes her.
Oh yeah, you have to admit that. Like this entire time I was like, break up. And you know what? To be honest, she should have married him. Because literally, I'm like halfway through the book, I was like, you know what? She's 18, he's 18. Why don't they get married? This is gonna solve all their problems. And like,
No, but she wanted to stay with her family. That doesn't solve all of her problems.
Does once she gets her green card, she can help them get their green card, and then they can all be American citizens.
I don't know.
And if anything, that judge was a mean piece of work.
Yeah, he just kind of started without even hearing the details of the case. He just kind of already had his mind made up and was like, he was like not interested or disinterested. I'm thinking of the wrong word. That means unbiased. Was it uninterested or disinterested?
Disinterested means impartial. He was not disinterested.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Come on, Strunk and White.
Yeah. So yeah.
All these accolades. I don't have these accolades. You know what? He's probably mad that he doesn't have all these accolades that Jasmine had gotten, and he's just. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I'm just thinking about how much I hate the book.
It's not nice. You know what?
I'm allowed to hate it. If I want to hate it, I can hate it. I have a reason.
Royce is a bad driver. He's a dangerous driver. Do you know incidents could happen with her getting deported because of Royce and driving?
Am I the only one who expected him to die?
Oh, I didn't.
I was like, I thought the whole like hints at him driving fast because it kind of seemed unimportant to the whole story. So I thought it was like foreshadowing of like his death.
Maybe it's a metaphor because her dad always abides by all the rules when he's driving, but Royce does not because it's showing her becoming free. I don't know. It's showing her becoming free, maybe. This whole I took fast driving school. Sure. Thing is really intense. And like the amount of times they could have gotten arrested with his fast driving, they could have gotten arrested when he was drunk. It's just bad behavior on his part. He was not doing defensive driving. He was being dangerous, and he was a hazard to pedestrian safety. His license should be revoked.
Dang. I don't understand why her parents won't let her drive.
Because she can't get a license.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part.
How hard it is to get a license in the state of Texas.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm doing good with that.
Proof of identity you have to show. You have to show your birth certificate, your social security, sometimes your passport. You have to prove you live where you live. So like you have to like a VOE form, a bill form. You have to prove that your parents are your parents and you're living with them. Like, you have to prove so much crap just to even get the permit.
I feel like this book had potential and it didn't execute correctly. I'm holding a bottle of paint, by the way. It's not like anything else.
I thought it lived up to its potential because I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads.
Why did you like it? Besides
Because
the plot.
there were moments of humor to relieve me from the plot. Because the thing is, when you're
What?
reading,
What moments of humor?
like the dad kept saying funny things.
Okay, but like, oh, it's just this book was so annoying.
And like with a book like this, where you have such an intense topic, you're gonna need small mini plots to like keep the interest going. And I feel like the relationship that was just annoying. I had to figure out if they were actually gonna end it together. But you know what? I enjoyed it. It was a good read. It was an informative read, and you have to think about what the author's purpose was. You have to do some rhetorical analysis and realize that the purpose of this was to educate about the dangers of penalizing someone purely based on their parents' desires to give them a better life. You have to see how that affects everyone around them and not only just them, and what the consequences could be of basing someone purely of their status on paper and not as them as a human being.
Yeah, I mean, I got that, but like,
So it accomplished its rhetorical purpose. Therefore, if we were writing an essay about this, you would agree with it and not disagree or try to qualify.
I didn't like it.
I liked it. But I feel like some stuff was missing, like some important plot points were missing.
Yeah, there was a lot of important. Also, she was like so happy. It was like she would get really happy and then she would just get really sad. And like, I feel like if I were in her position, I feel like if anyone was in her position, you just kind of be in this constant state of meh and then maybe really sad sometimes. I don't understand, like, I don't get her.
Well, I feel like because she's in her situation that she has to have those states of high because she knows the states of low are coming, and she knows she can't be that person that's just like wallowing in despair because of who she is as a person and because she wants to be perfect. So she has to find something to make her not.
She kept like saying though that like it was like something about how like children of immigrants are forced to grow up earlier, and like I didn't see that she was being forced to grow up earlier. Like I saw that her life was hard, but to me, like just reading from her perspective, she was very much like a teenager, except she was just pushing herself harder. But that doesn't mean she's like growing up more. That just means she's academically focused.
Yeah, good point, good point. But you have to admit, all the quotes were really good.
The quotes were good. I liked them. Other people wrote them.
Dang, Bree.
I'm
Dang.
sorry.
Okay, just remember to keep your attitude and sass out of these Ballard essays.
I won't. I won't do it like this. I'm sorry. I feel really bad because I'm completely hating on this. And maybe it's just because I listened to the audiobook and I didn't read it.
No, that's
Um,
probably great. You should probably, if you had time, I'd say go reread it.
yeah, but like still, it was a lot of the writing that was bothering me. So it wasn't all. So like I feel like I still would dislike it. But I mean, I
But
might read something else from the author. I don't know.
the thing is, the problem why you didn't like it is because of the writing. The writing was because of what was in her mind, because her tone in her head was very different than what your tone is. Your tone is probably more mature. Whereas because she has to be so mature on the inside, on the outside, her inside is where she is to be like girly and like giddy and like saying like weird references.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just prejudiced because there's a certain type of character that I respect and like when I read books, and she didn't fall into that. Like I respect her experience, and I think what she went through was really really hard, and like I like think it's great that she got through it. But in terms of like just like reading from her perspective, it wasn't as like insightful as I would imagine it would be. It was just kind of like
You know, I think we need an epilogue to this. An
Yeah.
epilogue where like she's finally got her law degree and her citizenship, and she's like fighting for rights of people. I think we needed that.
Yeah. I don't know. Did I roast this too hard? I feel like I'm not explaining properly like what I don't like about it.
Basically, you just don't like the writing style because you don't like its tone. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I really don't like the tone. It just seemed kind of childish for like the experience she was going through.
Thought it was too
It
conversational.
seemed like she was just the whole time like talking about having a crush, but like she had that same tone that you would have talking about a crush as she would with anything else. You know what I'm saying?
And again, this is a first relationship, so it's gonna be hard for her to like shift.
I don't know. I just was like kind of upset with that.
And also, these people were wild. Like literally, I think we're like 30% in the. I was 30% in the book. And the next thing you know, she's like trying to seduce him in like the car. I was like, what?
Oh yeah, that was strange.
Like
I did not expect that.
books are getting so sexually liberated. It's insane. Like just look at
No, 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 because I didn't expect it because there was that scene where they kissed on the roof, and then it didn't show any of it. It was just the next passage. I think it was like, it
I
was
woke
worth
up.
the wait. No, it was like, it was worth the wait. And that's all she said about it. I was like, is this going to be one of those? Is this why it's written this way? And then there was that scene. I was like, wait, no, it's not like one of these. What is this?
So many books are going there, man. I mean, it's just like usually there's like this build up of anticipation, and usually there's a conflict that prevents them from this. And then like you have to overcome that within 6 books, like in Cassandra Clare's case. But now, then and like there's nothing to build up to. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So parts I feel were left out was one. I still feel like there was something shady going on between that girl in DC and Royce. I feel like there was some connection that was left out.
Yeah, because they live in 2 different states.
There has to be something left out. They probably went on a ski lunch together or something. I don't know. There's something left out about that.
I think it would have been interesting to hear the story of that Millie lady.
Yeah, Millie seems awesome.
Yeah, like I would like that would be cool if you got flashbacks from her. Or if there was like some sort of dual perspective, because she seemed interesting.
Yeah. But the thing is, I feel like with this novel, dual perspective would have worked.
Would?
Unlike the last novel we read.
Wait, would or wouldn't have?
Would have worked because there are enough differences in characters that they will each see things differently, and each story won't be told the same chunk where it's like everything that happened was the same. So there's really no point in continuing with the novel.
I guess it was just unfortunate for me that maybe it wasn't. I think I just didn't connect with the character, and it was just unfortunate for me that she happened to be the narrator throughout the whole book. So therefore, I didn't like the whole book.
Yeah. And you know what? Lola was really promiscuous. She was giving her all types of promiscuous things to do.
Yeah.
She was like, how about when you graduate, don't wear anything. Just have Royce like draw his name on you. And like and the mom's like, no. And the dad's like, I never had this much fun when I graduated. I like the book. I think.
What?
I feel like we didn't get enough time in other people's environments. Like I feel like we were only in the situation enough to get what you wanted. Like we were only in the and also what took them so long to realize that Mason jeopardized the private bill? Like even I knew that.
Yeah.
He is.
Like it wasn't that hard. There were only a few people who could have known.
Exactly.
And he was known for not being very nice to her. So like I would suspect him.
And also I thought he was getting very, very sexual assaulty when he came to her in that during the rain. I was like, what in the cotton picking is going on?
Yeah.
It was just very
I liked Royce. Like I don't know if you liked him, but I liked him better than I liked the main character.
him. I didn't like his name though.
Okay, well, yeah.
That's a bad name for a white kid. I mean, like, when I think Royce, I think of Royce at school.
We don't have a Royce
Like,
at school.
Royce, the vocalist.
I don't know anyone at our school.
No, me.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, by the way, Chloe and Evie said they would join us next month.
Evie?
Yeah.
I know Chloe did because Chloe told me.
Yo, we talked about the Cloud 10 Creamery, which you would have known if you had been there.
Huh?
Cloud 10 Creamery, which you would have known if you had been there.
I couldn't go.
It's okay.
I was working on my painting.
But yo, those prices are ridiculous. I got 2 scoops and a cone for like $6.
No, that's better than most places.
Still, but when you're looking at these things, and it's why is everything so expensive? Like all this inflation is insane. My grandmother remembers when it only cost a nickel to fill up her car with gas.
Mm.
And now you have to pay almost $40 to fill up the vehicle.
Yeah, my grandparents used to tell me that when I think it was my grandma, or no, my grandpa, because my grandma was poor. My grandpa, whenever he went to the movies, he would bring 1 nickel, and he could pay for him and his sister to get tickets and their popcorn with 1 nickel.
And now you can't even like.
If you walked in the movie theater with the nickel, you better leave because you're not getting anything.
Getting is an escort out by police officers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about the importance of this book, even though you didn't like it?
Yeah, I think there's definitely a message behind this that's very important.
Do you want to talk about your beliefs as a person, or do you think that could get too low?
What?
Do you want to talk about your beliefs on the issue with undocumented immigrants, or do you think it's controversial?
I don't have much experience with undocumented ones because most of my family members, because they're moving from the Middle East, and there's kind of a lot of stuff going over there. So, and well, particularly Palestine, and like in Palestine, you have to get permission from Israel to leave. At least I think I'm pretty sure you do. Like that's what all my relatives do. So it's hard to leave in general. So we don't have a lot of undocumented ones because whenever they leave, they have to have everything ready, a visa and all that stuff, because they can't leave otherwise.
And they also have to go through like these checkpoints that are just ridiculous.
Well, we have checkpoints in the Middle East for everything. Like because Jerusalem's in Palestine, so it's considered the same country, but technically it's under. All of Palestine is under occupation, but I hope this isn't too controversial. I'm sorry. But Jerusalem is technically the territory that's like sectioned off for Israel. And so whenever you go to Jerusalem, even if you're in the same country, you have to have a passport and you have to have a visa to get in, even if you're Palestinian. So because of that stuff, like, and my family is Palestinian, so we don't live really anywhere else in the Middle East except for a few relatives in Jordan. So like because of that, all of our relatives tend to have visas because they need them to leave the country and they need them to get to the US. Also, things are kind of iffy with the Middle East, so they wouldn't let anyone in otherwise. So, but I don't know about any other countries really. But I guess for undocumented, I mean, I don't have a problem. I don't know much about the effects on the economy, but I don't really, like, I've known people who are undocumented. And I've had a presentation because this kid in my class in 8th grade, her mom was an undocumented like person, and she got citizenship later, but she was like presenting it to her class, and it was really cool. And like, I don't know, I just don't have any like dislike of anyone that I know who's ever been undocumented. I don't know. I don't know like what effects that would have on the economy, but I don't really think I would care if I knew.
Well, I don't know much about undocumented immigrants yet. But I do know about DACA, and I think that to attack children, people who came over as children that have been raised in America, that have all they know, and all they want to do all they want to do is be patriots. Like literally, if you talk to them, they have like this insane love for like the USA. Like sometimes more love than people that are like actually born here.
I
Have,
don't I don't agree with deportation.
and for them to have been given a false sense of security with DACA and then have it like ripped away, because like the Fine Brothers, one of their Teens React members is on DACA, and so for him to like have gone, have been taken here as a kid, and then for him to have worked his butt off to now be in college and working 2 jobs, and then to like have like this false sense of security just taken away from him, and to have to possibly go back, I think is a little ridiculous. Because if you think about it, a lot of undocumented immigrants, they aren't taking like the CEO jobs purely because they can't,
Yeah.
because proof of like identification, and also you need degrees. What they're doing is they're just trying to provide better lives for their kids. So they're working the jobs that can get them by on a basic means so that their kids have a possible future to someday get the CEO job. And also, if the process for immigration was reformed a bit, so like we could still keep the criminals out while letting like the good people in, that'd be better, because I don't know how long that line is. It's probably like 15 years now to like try to get into the country. It's insane.
No, I don't think it's that long
Yeah,
because
that's actually not a fact. I don't know how long it is,
but it does
but
take several years. Like my cousin, he had a visa and it expired, so he went back and then he had to apply for one again and it took like 3 years, I think.
you know, like anything longer than a year, especially in like the situations that some of these people are in, like where like they're under these governments that are very authoritarian,
Yeah.
is much, because people are getting killed and put in mass graves, like going crazy. People are getting like assaulted on the regular. It is insane. And for us, America, in my opinion, like I feel like we aren't living up to what we're supposed to be. I understand that we need to be safe and protect our citizens, but literally we stand for the free. And I'm reading this chapter in A Push. Haven't started it yet, but like there's literally a point called there's literally a term called like American something. It's called like American socialism, which is the belief that the United States has a special mission to serve as a refuge from tyranny, a symbol of freedom, and a model for the rest of the world. And right now, I think that Britain is more living up to that than we are, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are reflected because the immigrant situation in a lot of countries in Europe is hurting them, but I feel like a lot of people here are taking that to mean that it will completely destroy the US, and I don't think they understand that European countries are just so much smaller. It works completely differently.
Yeah, and also with it's easy, it's people like Syria is insane. I don't, and like the people that are like going from Syria to like France, then like France is sending them to other countries, like dispersing the undocumented immigrants. They're not like collecting them in one area, which I think US is like, well, why can't we like send them to like somewhere else? Well, you're bigger than everyone else, so like you have room, I think.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say because there's so many different moving parts. Because, like, you can look
Yeah.
at it politically, economically, socially. Because, like, socially, like, I feel like diversity makes everything, like, better and more accepting. And, like, I'm really glad that I grew up in a diverse place because I feel like I'm not that nice of a person. So I'm really scared that if I didn't grow up in a place like this, I might be kind of hateful. I mean, I'm not saying I would be. Like, I'm not hateful right now. But do you ever think about that? Like, if you were born in another time, would you, like, concede to the norms? And, like,
Well, I spent most of my life in Shreveport, and in Shreveport, you were either white or you were black. Like there were hardly any Asians, there were hardly any Hispanics, and so to be honest, you still felt that divide, but it wasn't as intense as it was when my mom went to school.
I feel like for me, I can avoid a lot of the stereotypes that come with part of my culture because I look so white. Because I mean, most people just think I'm white, or I get Jewish sometimes, but like most people just think I'm white, like European, and so I'm not really confronted with like the stereotypes that come with like being Middle Eastern, like a lot of people I know are. So maybe I feel a bit disconnected from that because of that reason. But like, I don't know. I'm just really happy that like Houston is such a diverse place, our school is so diverse, the US in general. And but yeah, I really like that's kind of all I know. That's the only thing I can speak to right now because like that's all I know about.
But with all of this, we have to realize that the power is in the people. Like who we elect is what they're going to do. And we know their platforms because they give their platforms. And so I think the most important part is for us, especially since we can't vote yet, tell others that can vote that they need to like vote because this is serious. People's lives are on the line. And
Yeah, there's a large population of people who don't vote.
yeah, like 50% didn't vote in the presidential election. 50%.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, you
And
can't
I feel
complain if
like
you didn't vote.
I feel like a lot of people I'm sure there are reasons, other reasons, but I feel like a lot of people don't vote just because general dissatisfaction with the way the government currently is. And I feel like because of that, they feel like everyone will I don't know, like they'll just like get people to say sorry to them because they didn't vote. And like they're like, "Oh, this will make them real mad. I won't vote." But I don't think they understand like just how many people don't vote and like how that affects things.
Yeah, and also, if you think about it, voting day is rigged in a Republican's favor because, I mean, not to like pick a side, but people work on Tuesdays. Like, if you're going to have election day, let it be on a Saturday
Yeah.
and vote. Second of all, because most people have to show up to voting. In Illinois, you don't have to show up to vote. Like, literally, they send you a ballot thingy, you check who you want to vote for, you send it back to them, that gets strung up. And that's how you vote. Because, unfortunately, a bunch of people are lazy, and they don't want to vote because they're lazy. And then third of all, I feel that the whole presidential election, the way it works, is not structured correctly.
Yeah, with the electoral college.
Well, not only that, but if you think about it, there's Republican, Democrat, and then there's all those other parties. But if you think about it, it's really only Republican or Democrat because it's either going to go one.
Yeah, the other parties kind of just split the vote in a way where like everyone knows they're not going to win in another party. So like really those are just votes lost that could go to in our case the Democratic side.
And then if you think about it, why George Washington said no parties. And I think that if we just got rid of all these stupid parties and we just elected based on like principle, because like you think that there are some moderate Republicans, there are some conservative Republicans, there are some moderate Democrats, there are some conservative Democrats. There is one of everything. There are some neutral. I don't remember what they're called, but there are neutral conservatives and neutral.
I see what you're saying, but I also feel like parties might be kind of necessary in that, like, if you vote Democrat, like, you might not know much about the candidate, but you know essentially, like, you know what the Democratic platform is, you know that there are things that they have to do for sure.
Yeah, but maybe it's not the fact that the third parties need to be treated as a real party and also speak at the debates. Maybe that's what needs to happen as well.
Yeah.
And we need to get rid of the electoral college. The electoral college is not helping. And also, like, if a bunch of people didn't vote because they wanted Bernie, and so I don't know how. I think the Democratic Congress votes on who their representative is. So I think that maybe that vote should be open to all who they want. Proceed forward.
I mean, but we have a representative democracy, not a democracy in the like traditional sense, like in Greece.
Yeah, but if you think
or like what
about
they
it,
did have.
but if you think about it, I don't feel represented.
Well, you can't vote.
Exactly. One, I can't vote, and the people that in the state voted, they didn't vote with me in mind. They voted with them in mind and their own personal interests, which led to the people that they voted for voting on only their personal interests and not the interests of others. Thing that needs to be taught in school, how to be unselfish, because in school nowadays, everyone's vying to be the best. Everyone's vying to be number one, which we see in this book a lot. That she's vying to be valedictorian, she's vying to be the best, like most amazing. And while that is good to have grit and work ethic, it also destroys society because it's like you want to
Yeah, it creates
fight until
competition where there wouldn't really need to be that much.
yeah. I mean, we're all just trying to make America a great place to live. Am I right?
Because you see that in the school system, like this whole system of competition. And
Gay ranking thing.
yeah, and it's like, it's kind of like inflated the whole system because like 4.0 used to be the highest you could get, and now if you get like anything below like a 4.5, like you're not doing well.
Like, it is so upsetting. Do you know how hard it is to get good grades in high school? It's hard.
And
To
they
have,
place all the importance of it, so you just feel like a number all the time, and you feel like your whole, and it's not that, because I feel like before, whenever kids didn't do well, they had a home. I mean, we have homes to come to, but or to come home to, but like whenever we got home, like I feel like now whenever we get home, all we do is work and
yeah, like,
study, and then we go to sleep and wake up and go to school, and we repeat the process. And so that places so much of our time that is spent on school, and so that way when we fail on something, it like makes us feel like we failed like as a person, because when you devote so much time to something, like I don't know, it's just kind of hard. It makes you feel like you're doing
yeah.
it makes you feel like everything that the only thing that matters is the grade.
Yeah, and now colleges are looking for holistic reviews. So you have to have the grades, the test scores, like the outside extracurriculars, and there's simply no more time in the schedule unless you want to
Yeah,
stop. And
they want everyone to like achieve excellence, and that kind of defeats the point of excellence, because excellence is supposed to be rare.
yeah, and like literally, my body's been degrading on itself. And I went to my doctor, and she's like, "You need to be sleeping more."
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
okay. I mean, you
I
can't really change that now.
say I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Should we announce the next book now?
Wait, what did we say the next book was gonna be? I
I
forgot.
don't know.
Let me look at the one that seems to be. Oh yes, I know what it is. We are reading A Fierce and Subtle Poison by Samantha Mabry. Yes, Samantha.
Oh my god! I think my brother's teacher's mom wrote that.
Uh, brother's teacher's mom.
Yeah.
Okay. That on as of now. Do you want to do it on a Sunday? Because I feel like a lot of people aren't busy on Sundays.
Okay.
Do it on October 29th.
Sure.
Yep, October 29th. That is, I think, three or four Sundays from now. So once again, A Fierce and Subtle Poison by Samantha Mabry. You can add us on Goodreads. We are Book Euphoria, all one word, on Goodreads. We are Book Euphoria. You can on Facebook. You can look us up at Book Euphoria 1 on Facebook. Tell us if you want us to have a Twitter page, or if you want us to have a Instagram page as well, so we can give you that information. But yeah, we need a lot of you to like go out. We don't care if like you go to school in Houston or if you go to school in go out there, read a book, come back here, discuss it with us, so we can have meaningful conversation.
Yeah.
I think that's it. So I'm Taylor.
Agree.